Hey everyone, just got out of the movie of uh, The Many Saints of Newark, and I hope everyone is doing well. So it made me, let me tell you, it did make me hungry for Italian food, and I'm getting Italian food. Ouch. Okay, initial reactions. Uh, it's not a film. It's not a film. It's a well crafted saga. This is a saga, guys. And the saga was the first part of it were the 7 seasons of The Sopranos. Six, but they broke up the last season many years ago into two separate occasions. This it's incredible. It's amazing storytelling, wonderful, incredible characters, incredible actors. So let me just begin by saying I'm a huge Sopranos fan. I know all the characters from the original show. This happens, I would say, in the timeline of things about 40 years uh, prior to season one of The Sopranos. And hey, how you doing? Let me see who's here. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Orange Canara. How are you? Let people know that we're here. I'm giving a live reaction. I just got out of the theater, now ordering Italian food. The Many Saints of Newark. This is a great gang. This is a great gangster film. But what makes it great is that it's a David Chase gangster film. David Chase created The Sopranos, and it's his own take on gangster film. So it's got one part like that classic Godfather, one part like modern storytelling, and then one part uh, one part theatricality. And in here with the Many Saints of Newark, which I really appreciated, is his use of theatrical devices. One is called magic realism, and it's used throughout the film. This is a spoiler for you. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, okay? But the the theatrical device that he uses of the narration is brilliant, and it's throughout the film. It's not over your head. There's because we're in a flashback already, right? There's it's the narration is put at the right places. Symbolisms. There's great symbolisms in the Italian culture, which goes into the Latino culture as well, of life and death. Those are there. Those are there, which I love as well. Now, at the end of the day, these are stories about gangsters. They're not good people, but they're charming as hell, and you'll love the characters, which makes their crimes even that much more just um, heartbreaking, brutal, nasty, and funny. There's humor in this. So yeah, it runs about 2 hours. It if you are a fan of gangster films, fan of mafia films, this is highly enjoyable. If you are a fan of The Sopranos, it's even more enjoyable because there's so many nods to the series, because there's so many of the characters as their younger selves in the movie. And LQ3 uh, just commented, LQQ just watched it, thought it was a good movie and enjoyed it. Nice. LQ, have you seen the series? Have you seen the series? That's what I really want to get. I want to get someone's take on the movie if they haven't seen the series, because I'm biased, and that I got so much background already. Yes, you saw the whole series. Okay. Hey, Kaylee D. How you doing, sweetie? Okay, so since you saw the series and I saw the series, Were you satisfied? Did it meet your expectations? Were you expecting something more? Were you expecting something different? You said you enjoyed it. I loved it. I want to go see it again to really get all the nooks and crannies of everything that was going on because I felt that I did miss a lot because I was like, hey, that's Soprano reference. That's Soprano reference. Um, at the heart of this movie is this lead actor, Alessandro Novola. He plays Dicky Moltisanti, which is Christopher Moltisanti's father. And in The Sopranos, that's played by Michael Imperioli. This actor, he was great. He was great. He was the glue and the heart of the movie. So without saying anything further than that, he's very close to The Sopranos. The Sopranos they're all like family. Okay, let me see what some of you guys are saying here. And yes, we've ordered. Me and Mexican Iron Man have ordered Italian food. Going into the stereotype. Okay, Kaylee, I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you? I'm wonderful. I'm out here in South Carolina, just enjoying it. It had enough serious characters that I was satisfied. Dickie was the best part of the movie. Okay, that is wonderful to know because my thing too is that it had enough Sopranos characters, but really it was also about the people that in the Sopranos TV show that were talked about, that were referenced in the television show. All these characters were referenced, which was like killer. And yet, Dicky Moltisanti was completely new to us, and he was riveting. I loved him. I loved him. And there's also another device which I found was fascinating, and I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler free as much as possible, where goes back he and he visits his uncle in jail. And I mean, he might as well have been confessing to a priest because that's really what was going on. And the conversations, those were probably some of the best scenes. Those conversations were heavy and very, just full of symbolism, full of wisdom, and yet and humor. That those scenes were really endearing. And I don't even want to say who the actors in, but let's go down the list, the list of so we talked about Dicky Moltisanti. Leslie Odom Jr. plays Harold, who works under Dicky, but there's a whole African American black subplot. In the setting is the mid '60s when they start, and they cover the Newark race riots. And there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. And it has nothing to do with being woke. Let me tell you, it has nothing to do with being woke at all, because those are referenced as well. And in Newark, the race riots in the mid '60s were horrible. Were horrible. It was a big, big deal. And when I had read about when the creator of The Sopranos wanted to do this movie, he had always said that this was going to be part of the storyline, that the black story was going to be part of this. That's why it's the many saints of Newark, which I loved. I, lo- I, I found that storyline to be fleshed out, complex, tense, because let me just say, you saw Leslie Odom's character want what Dicky Moltisanti's character was. Okay, so you got that. Who else do you have? You have the great Vera Farmiga, who plays uh, 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 Mama Soprano, and she was hilarious. She was wicked. She's lovable, and then Johnny Soprano, who's Tony Soprano's dad, is played by George Barenthal, who was the Punisher, who is in The Walking Dead. He's not in it a lot, but he is amazing. Oh my God, God, I love him. So great cast. And hey, Wookiee supremacy. We're just talking about the cast right now. Let's oh, look at all these people that showed up. Stephen Otten's here. Andrew, 46 and 2. I expected more of the inside threats of the family instead of forcing emotion. I don't know why it does that. It goes away. Instead of forcing almost half a movie on an outside threat. Interesting. Lombardi, good afternoon. And we have Wookiee Supremacy. Hey. And D-Bud, my brother just watched all the Sopranos episodes again to prep for this movie. That's fascinating, right? Because Mexican Iron Man barely remembers the show, and he's going to go see the movie. And hey, Darth Aster, I don't know if it's a prerequisite. I think you can enjoy this movie without having to watch an episode of The Sopranos. Now, there's two things though. Does it help? Yes, right? But I'm an old school fan. I've been I watched every Sopranos season as it came out. Now, for those people who haven't seen it and are gonna see the movie, which I do recommend, once you see this film, then go see The Sopranos. Oh man, you're gonna be blown away. You're gonna be blown away. It makes me want to see. So okay, so with The Sopranos, I'm like you guys, maybe with like the original Star Trek, or some of the OG Doctor Who. Every year I watch The Sopranos. Every year I watch Mad Men. I watch X Files, maybe MASH, but Sopranos I'll rewatch the entire season like maybe every year. Okay. All right. So cast is the George Barenthal, who was the dad. Um, I can't name the actor who played Junior, but he was fantastic. He was hilarious. That character, wow. Check out Junior's character. Okay, who's the other? Who else am I missing? A fantastic because there's a lot of the Sopranos people played by a lot of great character actors. Max Castellanos, I believe is his name, and I believe it's his name. He played a young Silvio, and he was fantastic. Max Castellanos was Doogie's best friend as a little kid, and he was in The Sopranos, the original run of The Sopranos as well. He was Chris Maltasanti's one of his buddies and henchmen. So he had a little role in here. He was playing the young Silvio, but he was great. All the characters were spot on with their mannerisms and everything was great. Yeah, right, Andrew? God, that was crazy. That was crazy. But again, as a standalone gangster film, you don't need to see the wasn't the lead role played by we're gonna get there. And he was not the lead role. The lead role is Dicky Moltisanti, who's his uncle, played by Alessandro no Nivola. Fantastic actor. He's been around for a while too. Alessandro's been around. Alessandro, he acted in um, Deep Impact. He was in Deep Impact, I believe. Wait a minute, I think I get him mistaken for another actor that looks at him. So let me take that back. Now, what else I would like to do? I'd like to do a spoiler review with Stephanie Janashek once she sees a film, and we can really dig into the spoilers of the characters, the symbolism, the ending. Wow, wow, oh my God, I got the chills. Um, yeah, so look for that. I'm gonna get that going with Stephanie and do a. This is just my initial reactions to it. If you're on the fence, go see it. Go see with someone's taking their mom. I think that's incredible. I think it's smart. Uh, Go see with the buddy, someone that likes gangster films, good acting. Um, yeah, there's a couple of brutal scenes. Hey Steph, yeah, let's do it. Okay, make sure you see it this weekend, and let's get a spoiler live stream going on next week. Me and you, because I know we've been talking about this. So I will also say I will also let me drop one spoiler on you. Can I drop? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up, guys, if I could drop one spoiler. Give me a thumbs up if I can drop one spoiler. And then we'll wrap it up because I smell my Italian food here. Okay, but while you guys are all voting for a thumbs up or thumbs down, um, much has been heralded about James Gandolfini's son taking on his role. Okay, first of all, he's not in the film a lot, but when he is, there's some good stuff. And there's actually a younger Tony Soprano, as I almost want to say as a 9 or 10 year old, that's just as important. And that little kid actor is great. Forgive me, I don't know James Gandolfini's son's name right now. But he was great. He was great. He was great. And there's also like the heart strings. Uh, there was all Michael. Thank you, Michael Gandolfini. But there's also the heartstrings that the backstory, like it's Gandolfini's son, but he looks just like him. Oh, oh, he looked just like him. In the manner, you know, as young of an actor this guy is, he killed it on the mannerisms. It was sick. It was sick. Um, okay, all right. I don't want to talk too much about Tony Soprano until we do the really spoiler heavy review with Stephanie. I will say in the storytelling, it was masterful. It was masterful, and how he's connected to to the lead, Dicky Moltisanti. And I don't just mean like connected as family members, connected in this saga, right? Foreshadowing. It's fantastic. All right, so let me see if people are wanting to. We got some. Okay, good. I was gonna say Gandolfini, Gandalf, Gandalf Teeny. Read by nature. Okay, thumbs up on the spoiler. All right, and it's not a hardcore spoiler, but it's pretty cool. Okay, in the thumbnail, it's the movie poster, and I'm sure you've seen that movie poster by now. Not only is that movie poster a nod, paying a homage to Miles Davis, "The Birth of Cool" album cover, so that's a homage there. In the story, when Dicky Moltisanti goes to visit his uncle, he brings that album because the uncle is a jazz fan. And it's funny because he doesn't accept another artist because it's like that's not the real deal. Miles, that's the real deal. And you see the album cover. You see the uncle looking at the album cover. And I'm not gonna say who the uncle is because I really want you to to just take it in. Um, but that was really cool. And as a music fan myself, and we're going to be making a music announcement really soon as well on Latinos Fan. As a music fan, I was like, who doesn't love the Birth of Cool album cover? I mean, you've got to liking Miles is a whole other thing. But that there's purpose. There's purpose in everything in this movie. I don't think there's a wasted line or a wasted scene. And the album, that's evident in the album cover and how in the movie poster. So yeah, guys, that's it. Let me see what we got here. Come on, I really do a good impersonation of my dad too. As far as acting goes, I imagine doing that fairly easy. Uh Wookie, um, to impersonate is one thing, but to impersonate when you're called upon, and there's an airplane going over, to impersonate when you're on a set and when you're acting with these other actors, that's a whole nother ball game. And he hit it out of the park. He hit it out of the park, and he made it its own. But I want to save that from when we do the spoiler heavy. Okay, our food is here. just out of the movie theater of Many Saints in Newark. I'll have some videos this weekend, some really cool videos. And I think that's it, guys. Much love. Please share this. Please like it. And, the Many Saints in Newark, man. Thumbs up. Check out my Venom review from last night. It's a live reaction, there's no spoilers. And I'm going to see about getting over to. No, James Bond is next week. What's the other one? James Bond and Dune. All right, I think that's next week. All right, everyone. Peace. Be well. Much love. Does look good in Freya. He looks great in the film. Take care, Wookie.